So hello to you all, I'm David. I'm from Colombia, as the flag in the corner says. And I love solving problems and meeting great people and learning from them. So please feel free to teach me, and I hope I can teach you something. You can find me on Twitter. That's my Twitter handle there. But I would rather have a cup of coffee or tea with you. I really love real world interaction. So please feel free to come and meet me after. So I guess the ending is spoiled, but this talk is about hiding a message somewhere. Actually, it's MIDI, you already know, but yeah, somewhere. But actually, just not only a love message. It can be anything: a file, an image, an audio, and that's the thing I want to share with you today. So, people that know me say that I'm a little old school with the 90s and everything. So all of Oasis, PlayStation 1, GeoCities, if you know what that is, if you were born before the 2000s, which is pretty cool, a pretty cool age. So as I like the thing, I really wanted to use something really old school to hide stuff. So cryptography was, I know cryptography is old, but it has only been lately used. So I wanted to use something older. So I wanted to use steganography. So how many of you guys know what steganography is? Okay, a lot of you. That's pretty cool. So for those of you who do not know what steganography is, let's check out the Wikipedia definition, which is pretty cool. So according to Wikipedia, steganography is the practice of concealing or hiding a file, message, image, or video within another file, message, image, or video. And that's pretty cool. It's pretty useful, but it's not the whole story. So it also says that the advantage of steganography over cryptography alone is that the intended secret message does not attract attention to itself as an object of scrutiny. So I guess that's the idea of steganography, to make it look like nothing's going on. Yeah. So, and as a couple of examples, during war times, actually, I guess Second World War, some British spy or general was traveling through Europe, used embedded artillery bases in butterfly drawings. So when the Germans stopped the trains in Europe in looking for spies and bad people, well, not bad people, but people against them, he can only show the drawings and, hey, I'm an artist, and these are drawings or butterflies, so pretty cool, all cool here. And another modern use is using images, and you can just change any byte significant bits to just put any kind of information there. So here we have the original image, and then the stego image. As you can see, to the naked eye, they look pretty much the same, but if you calculate the difference, there actually is something there. It could be noise, but it can also be useful information, secret information. So as I told you guys, I'm an old school dude, so I didn't want to use images or some complicated thing. I wanted to use MIDI files, because MIDI files are so 90s. So in case you don't remember what a MIDI file is, I just want to share you with something. And what's more New Yorkie than a friend's theme in MIDI? So here we go. Okay, here you go. Sorry, thank you so much. So that's a MIDI file. Yeah. But MIDI actually is also a format and a protocol of communication in which you have computers and synthesizers and electrical instruments, and they communicate themselves with themselves using MIDI file, okay? So this is a simplified version of how MIDI works, so bear with me. It's not the complete version. So each MIDI file or cable has 16 channels from 0 to 15. And on the right-hand side, we have the players or synthesizers, and you connect those to different channels. In this case, they're connected to channel 0, 14, and channel number 2. On the left side, you have the tracks, which you can create using computers or instruments, and then you put in the correct tracks. So, for example, the player is supposed to play the guitar track on the channel 14, and the piano tracks in channel number 0. Yeah. It's pretty cool, pretty easy, and then the player just interprets or plays the thing that comes to tracks. Now let's see how the track works internally. So internally, a track is not like a sound wave, it's not like sound stuff really, it's just a sequence of events. And each event is interpreted in some way by the synthesizer to produce or not to produce a sound. For example, here we have a sequence, and the first event is a program change, and then the value piano. So that's not actually a sound. We're just telling the player to please make sure that the next sequence of notes are played like a piano or a drum or a guitar. In this case, it's a piano. And then the colorful ones are just node on and node off events, which are actually sounds. We actually have temp and stuff, but that doesn't matter right now. And at the end, there's a program ending, so the player knows when to stop. Obviously, the tracks are read and played in this direction. So how we can hide stuff. There are multiple ways, and I'm welcome to discuss these things afterwards, but I wanted to choose like the easiest way possible. Yeah. So the easy way is simply to use this thing that I came up with. What happens if we put a program change, for example, for a guitar, right before the program change for a piano? Well, the player reads that thing, and just for a second, it is configured to play notes like a guitar. The thing is, if we put the program change piano after this one, the configuration is changed, and actually no sound has come out of the player. But that thing actually contains a sequence of bytes which were not useful for the protocol, actually, but contain and they're useful for storing information. Yeah. So we can store a byte there in that program change, but if we need like a larger amount of bytes, because I mean images are large, or sound waves are large, or anything is large, or in this case our love message is large, we just use a sequence of these so-called ghost events. That's then the way I call them. And these ghost events are interpreted by the player, but since they are not sound events, the listener doesn't realize that something is there, okay? It's pretty easy, pretty simple. Just put a bunch of ghost events with information. So let's break Alison's mom's rule and do a live demo again. So the first thing is pick up a cool MIDI file. I recommend this tool made by Feroz from the JavaScript community. You can look for cool MIDI files over there. And now, let's do that. So what we're gonna do is have a awesome message here, but actually I don't want it like to be a long message. I just want you to guys like to make some noise with me, like I want to screaming and stuff and claps and everything. And then we'll put that thing into a message header together with the friends MID file that we listened together earlier, and then we'll output a MID file that I can send to my girlfriend back in Colombia. Okay? So the first thing is to record the message. So let's go to Audacity and okay, make some noise. Okay, that's awesome. So, so I'm sorry. Let me just go here and export this thing as an MP3. I'm going to save this thing as like this. There you go. Yeah, I don't care about this. Yeah, I don't care. There you go. Okay. And now that we have that, let's go to my browser here, which I'm gonna make bigger. And I'm going to increase the size, I guess, because I guess why not? And then we have to import some things here. The base64, we're gonna use that later. And then the hider and unraveler, which are the things that I created. We're going to open the MP3 file that we just created, which is this one, not this one. This is the backup. Always have a backup. Yeah. And then as you can see, this thing over here, this string representation is the recording that we just made. And then we're going to just convert that to base64 because we do not want to handle like non-ASCII characters and stuff. And then we're just gonna hide the thing. Calling this L. Bear with me. Just a sec. Okay, there you go. Now we're going to listen to the MIDI with the hidden file. Okay, and that thing is called Secret in Friends, created at 3:20, as you can see, and we can listen to it. So it sounds the same, right? Yeah. And now back to the slides. Where are the slides? Here you go. Okay, so Control F4. So now that my girlfriend has received the message in Colombia, she can now put the MIDI file into the message decoder, which has the secret message, and then output the message, which is actually the audio that we just recorded, right? So let's go again to the code. And this is pretty simple. We just need to call the unraveler, which receives the name of the file, the MIDI file that contains the message. We run this thing, it's pretty fast. And then you just need to save the message as a MP3, saving. There it goes, saving. And it's going to be saved as love message decoded.mp3. And there you go. That was 329, right? We'll play it. Yeah, and that's the thing. That's our message. So after all, this is pretty cool. It was just to send any message. It could be a love message, but it could be any sound effect. So feel free to talk to me afterwards. And thank you so much for bringing us here.